It all began on a chilly Halloween evening in the quiet town of Maple Hollow. The Johnson family had carved the most impressive pumpkin on the block. A massive jack-o'-lantern with sharp, jagged teeth and fiery eyes that seemed almost alive. It was the centerpiece of their Halloween decorations, glowing ominously on the front porch. But as the clock struck midnight, strange things began to happen. The family was woken by the sound of heavy thuds outside. Mr. Johnson peeked out the window and gasped. The pumpkin wasn't on the porch anymore. It was standing upright on twisted vine legs, pacing in the yard. "Is this some kind of prank?" Mrs. Johnson whispered. Before anyone could answer, the pumpkin turned its fiery gaze toward the house and let out an eerie, hollow laugh. The family froze as it began scraping its viney claws against the windows, leaving glowing trails behind. By morning, the family discovered strange symbols burned into their lawn. This isn't just a prank," Lucy, their teenage daughter, said as she examined the markings. "I read about something like this in my folklore class. There's a legend about a cursed pumpkin that comes to life if it's carved from a specific patch of soil. We have to figure out its origins to stop it." The family realized they'd bought their pumpkin from Old Man Crenshaw's farm, a place known for its eerie stories. Determined to break the curse, they packed into their car and drove to the edge of town. At the farm, Crenshaw greeted them with a knowing smile. "So the pumpkin came to life, did it?" he said, his voice raspy. He explained that the soil on his farm was cursed by a vengeful spirit who had been wronged many years ago. The spirit's anger seeped into the land, and any pumpkin grown there held the potential for chaos if carved in a certain way. "How do we stop it?" Mr. Johnson asked. Crenshaw handed them a small glowing amulet and a bottle of crimson oil. "You'll need to lure the pumpkin back to the patch where it was grown. Draw a circle with this oil around it, place the amulet in the center, and speak these words." He handed them a slip of paper with an incantation scrawled in shaky handwriting. "But be warned, the pumpkin won't go down without a fight." That night, the family prepared for the showdown. They baited the pumpkin with pieces of candy, leading it back to the farm. The glowing jack-o'-lantern was more menacing than ever, its vines thrashing wildly as it approached. Lucy quickly poured the oil in a circle, while her parents distracted the pumpkin with flashlights and noise. The creature roared, its vines lashing out. But Lucy managed to toss the amulet into the center and shouted the incantation. The pumpkin froze, its fiery eyes dimming as a ghostly figure emerged from its body. The spirit hovered for a moment, looking both sorrowful and relieved, before vanishing into the night. The pumpkin collapsed into an ordinary gourd, lifeless and harmless. As